The following portion of Good Day PA is sponsored by GrandView Asset Management. Our topic today, market headwinds for 2025. Bruce Smith is here. What are market headwinds?
Back.
You are back.
Yeah, and every Saturday on our radio show on WHP 580, Inspired to Retire, I ask the listeners, what do you know what your investments are doing?
Okay.
And it's very important because when we have these headwinds are unfavorable conditions for earnings growth.
Okay.
Now, the good news would be on the tailwinds. In this case, I'm talking the bad news, headwinds.
Okay.
Same like risk on, risk off. There's a lot of things, but this is pretty important because we've had a lot of those in the last 2 weeks.
And so, of course, we have a list, right?
Oh, yeah. Have a list.
And top
Always
on
have
the
a
list
list.
has to do with stocks.
Yeah, lofty stock value. That's stocks that are overpriced. That goes back to the tech bubble when things were priced. It's a price earnings ratio. It's S&P's around 28. You get up to 35 or more, that's a pricey stock. So
Okay.
that's come down a little bit since the market has come down a little bit. So this has gotten a little better, but we'll have to see going forward.
The next is something we've been hearing about for a while now.
Boy.
How is it affecting us? Tariffs.
25% to this country, 25% to this one, 10% here.
Keep it straight. Really. Yeah.
But the idea is he's trying to make a level playing field. But it is inflationary, and and that might come down to the consumer level, and that's the concern the market has, especially in the consumer stocks and anything that they get products from Mexico or Canada. So we have to watch how these tariffs work, how long they are going to work. That's going to be a real key.
Yeah, really. What's next on the list? A look at policies, right?
Oh, monetary. Yeah, this is really high level. Monetary, that is interest rates. Federal Reserve is supposed to cut rates 1 or 2 times. But the conditions haven't been showing. The economy's been pretty strong. Job market's been good. So they don't really have a reason to cut rates. And if you throw in tariffs, which are usually inflationary, who knows what they're going to do. 30-year mortgage down to 6.28, excuse me, 6.28. Okay. Fiscal policy is what our Congress does. Do I need to see more? Who knows what they're going to do? Yeah. I mean, they want to keep the Trump tax cuts, but we'll have to see what the fiscal side comes from this. So,
something you've talked about before: artificial intelligence.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there an irrational exuberance? That comes from a term that Greenspan, the former Fed governor, used back in the 90s, and it caused the market to go down a lot.
Oh boy.
Is AI overblown? I mean,
I don't know.
Do we need all these data centers, and do we need all these models and open AI and DeepSeek and everything else? Are they just overblown searches?
I don't know.
I don't use it.
You may. Well, very, very. I'm anti it right now, but I take a long time to come around to anything. Okay, but all this kind of adds up to how we're feeling about it, right? How
exactly. And the consumer
about
confidence number, the market got rattled last week and it was down to 98 from 102. So the consumer is not having a warm, fuzzy feeling.
Yeah.
And what do they do when they do that? They don't spend money.
Yeah, right. You save.
Am I going to have a job, or I go to the store and it's more expensive to buy my food, or gas hasn't really come down either.
No,
that's what's been very disappointing to me.
Yeah.
Is gas prices.
Yeah.
So the consumer going forward, which makes up, I don't know, is it 60%, 80% of our gross domestic product? We got to keep the consumer happy, but job cuts, it just the whole atmosphere of this, with terrorists and wars and geopolitical, it doesn't make the consumer.
In a few months, we'll look at these again. Okay?
Oh, absolutely, because that's what I wanted to bring up, because the headwinds are ones that we don't want to see, but they're going to be here going forward. It's easy to talk about tailwinds.
Yes, that'll be more fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bruce. Good
You're
to have you
welcome.
with us. As always, the previous portion of Good Day PA was sponsored by GrandView Asset Management.